Hello children, how are you? I am Masood Fatma. I will teach you social studies. This video is for the students of class 5th. In this video, I will teach lesson 6, that is democratic government. And in this, I will explain the topic, the legislature.
Hi children, let's study our sixth chapter, that is democratic government. Okay, see on page number 43. Open your book on that. Now, first of all, I will read it. Okay, India is the largest democracy in the world. It has a democratic form of government. The government of India is of the people, by the people, and for the people. The legislature, the executive, and the judiciary are the three wings of the government. The legislature. India is a vast country with 29 states and 7 union territories. In India, there is a central or union government at New Delhi. Moreover, governments are also there in each of the 29 states. This is called a federal structure of government, where power is divided between the central and the state governments. As regards sharing of power, the Constitution of India has three lists. One is Union List. It is a list of the powers of the Union government. It includes areas like defense, railways, foreign affairs, etc. Second is State List. It is a list of the powers of the state. It includes areas like police, transport, roads, etc. Third is Concurrent List. It is a list of the powers that are shared by the states and the union government. It includes the areas where the two governments work together. For example, education, electricity, etc. Now this much first of all I will explain. Okay. Now first of all you must understand what is democratic government. So democracy is a form of government in which the people have the authority to choose their representatives through elections. Okay. So in your book also it's written in short, we can say that it is the government by the people, because people only elect them, of the people and for the people. People are there and these government work for the people. So it is a government by the people, of the people and for the people. Now you know India is a federal parliamentary democratic republic and it is governed by its three different organs. What are they? The legislature, the executive and the judiciary. Okay. Now let's understand the legislature. You know India is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories. Everybody knows that India has 29 states and 7 union territories. And each of the 29 states have their government. Okay, to look after the people, to solve their problem, to govern them. And the Constitution of India establishes a federal structure to the Indian government, declaring it to be a union of states. Okay, it is mentioned in part 11 of the Indian Constitution, like your directive principles, the guiding principles. They are mentioned in part 4 of the Indian Constitution. So it is mentioned in this declaring it to be a union state. It is mentioned in part 11 of the Indian Constitution, and it specifies the distribution of legislative, administrative and executive powers between the union government and the state government. Union government means the central. Two governments are there, central government and state government. So the powers are divided into two. That is, the powers are between the union government and the states of India, and as such it is listed or it is classified in three groups. What are they? The three groups just now I read also. First one is union list, second is state list, and third is concurrent list. So what powers the union government has? That is, it defines the powers of this union list. This defines the powers of the union government. In the union list, all the powers are mentioned of the union government, and this union government handles external affairs. Okay, and it covers up the areas like defense, means military, railways, foreign affairs, etc. Okay, then next is your state list, means in the state list, in the list of state, what powers are mentioned. It defines the powers of the state, and it deals with the internal security, and the fields that are covered up by states are police, transport, roads, and other state issues. Okay, and then next, third is concurrent list, means joint, parallel, acting in conjunction, means acting jointly, and holding this power both the governments, that is union or central, and state government work jointly, and the areas where they work together are education, electricity, etc. Now I'll read out the union legislature. This legislature is divided into the union legislature and the state legislature, means union government, what laws they have to follow and what laws the state government has to follow. Okay, what laws they can make and what laws in consent with them. So I'm reading now the union legislature. See, it is on page 43 only. The union legislature makes laws for the people of the country. The Parliament of India or Sansad is the supreme law-making body of a country. It is the body of the representatives whom the people of India choose to govern the country. These representatives make laws for the benefit of the people. The Parliament of India has two houses. What are they? Do you know the two houses? Name of two houses? They are Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay? Now, in short, let's understand the structure and features of the two houses and the union legislature. What is union legislature? So, union legislature, or we can say the central government, makes laws for the whole country. This law-making body is known as the Parliament. It consists of the President of India and the two houses. Just now I told you the two houses, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Now let's understand the structure of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So see on page number 44. Lok Sabha. That also I'll read first. Okay. The Lok Sabha is the lower house of the Parliament of India. It is also called the House of the People. Its members are directly elected by the adult citizens who are above 18 years of age of the country. The Lok Sabha can have a maximum of 552 members. Out of these, 530 members are elected from the states, 20 from the union territories, and 2 members are nominated by the President of India. The Lok Sabha has a fixed term of 5 years. After every general election, the Lok Sabha is dissolved and a new Lok Sabha is formed. The Speaker is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Then the Rajya Sabha, I am reading this also. See on the same page, children. Please see in your book. The Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the Parliament of India. It is also called the Council of States. The members of the Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected by the citizens of the country. The Rajya Sabha has a maximum strength of 250 members. 12 members are nominated by the President of India and 238 members are elected by the members of the various state legislative assemblies. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. It is so because it cannot be dissolved. One third of its members retire every 2 years and are replaced by new members. Every member of the house is elected for a term of 6 years. Now, in short, let's understand this the structure and features of the two houses by a comparative study. Okay, so Lok Sabha is the highest law-making body in the country. Lok Sabha is known as the house of the people or the lower house of the parliament because its members are elected directly by the people who are above 18 years. And the Rajya Sabha, this was about Lok Sabha. Now the Rajya Sabha is known as the upper house of the parliament or council of states because its members are elected by the members of the legislative assemblies and union territories and not directly by the people. Okay, this difference I hope you have understood. Okay, then the speaker guides the proceedings in the Lok Sabha and she is elected by the members of the house and the speaker is called the presiding officer. Okay, means the in charge of any discussion or meeting. Presiding officer means in charge of any discussion or meeting. Okay, then about the number of members in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. How many members can the Lok Sabha have and how many members the Rajya Sabha can have? So Lok Sabha can have a maximum of 552 members. Okay, out of these 552, 530 are elected from the states, 20 from the union territories and 2 members are nominated by the president, means chosen by the president. Whereas Rajya Sabha has a maximum of 250 members. Out of these 250 members, 238 members are elected, means they are elected by the members of various state legislative assemblies and 12 are nominated, means chosen by the President of India. Now the members of the Lok Sabha are elected for a fixed term of 5 years, whereas the members of the Rajya Sabha are elected for a term of 6 years. But after 5 years, the old Lok Sabha is dissolved and a new Lok Sabha is formed through election. But this Rajya Sabha is said to be the permanent house. Why permanent house? Because it cannot be dissolved. Only the procedure that is followed, its duration is like this. It does not have a fixed term like that of Lok Sabha. Its 1/3 member retire after every 2 years and replaced by new members. And members of both the houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, are known as member of parliament. In short form, we can say that MPs. It is called MPs. Okay. Now let's read the state legislature. Okay. I hope this comparison you must have understood. Okay. The thing that you have to remember that what both are called, how many members are there and what is their procedure of electing their members. Okay, this much you must understand about it. Okay. Now let's read about the state legislature. Okay, see on page 44 only, the state legislature. I'm reading it. Okay, each state of India has a state government. It has an elected legislature. However, each union territory is looked after by the central government. The state legislature can be unicameral, having one house, or bicameral, having two houses. The states which have a unicameral legislature have the legislative assembly only. The states which have a bicameral legislature have the legislative assembly as well as the legislative council. The legislative assembly is also called Vidhan Sabha and the legislative council is also called Vidhan Parishad. The total number of the members of a state legislature depends on the population of the state. Only 7 states of India have both the houses. Okay, so this much first of all I'll explain to you, and then we will understand about the formation of legislative assembly and the legislative council. Okay, so you all know that each state has a legislative assembly. A state legislature that has one house is known as state legislative assembly. The one house is called state legislative assembly, means Vidhan Sabha. It is a unicameral legislature. Okay, you know a state government can have one house each or two houses each. The one which has one house is known as unicameral, and the one which has two houses is known as bicameral. Two houses means legislative assembly and legislative council, means Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad, both. Okay, and they can have either Vidhan Sabha only or can have both Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad, depending on their number of houses and having the total number of state legislature depends on the population of the state. And out of 29 states, only 7 states of India have both the houses. Do you know which are those states which have both the houses? They are Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana and Uttar Pradesh. They all have two houses known as legislative assembly, means Vidhan Sabha, and legislative council, means Vidhan Parishad. Okay, in the remaining states only one house known as a legislative assembly. They have only one house. Okay, remaining of the states. Why I am telling you again and again that legislative assembly means Vidhan Sabha and legislative council means Vidhan Parishad. You must know the two houses, okay, of this state legislature. The two houses of union legislature were Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The two houses of this state legislature are Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. They are also known as the legislative assembly and the legislative council. Okay, now about the legislative assembly, I am reading it now about legislative assembly and legislative council, how they are formed. The members of a state legislative assembly are directly elected by the adult citizens. They are generally elected for a term of 5 years. The state legislative assembly, like the Lok Sabha, its members are called members of legislative assembly, MLAs. And the legislative council, like the Rajya Sabha, the legislative council cannot be dissolved. Every 2 years, 1/3 of its members retire and one are replaced by the new members. The members are indirectly elected by the people of the state. Some members are also nominated by the governor of the state. Okay. Now I'll explain it to you this way, that for the formation of legislative assembly, elections are conducted by the election commission. The citizens above the age of 18 years vote for their candidates. The one who gets the maximum seats in the legislative assembly, the leader of that party is invited by the governor to form the government. They are called member of the legislative assembly, means MLAs. Okay, and they are elected for a term of 5 years. The state legislative assembly is like Lok Sabha only, but not Lok Sabha. Okay, you cannot say it's Lok Sabha. Procedure is same, but it cannot be called the Lok Sabha. They are called, the members of Lok Sabha are called MPs, and the members of legislative assembly are called the MLAs. Okay. Then now the legislative council. Same way like I told you about Rajya Sabha, same procedure is followed. The legislative council cannot be dissolved like Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. That's why it's called permanent house. Same way the legislative council cannot be dissolved. And after every 2 years, 1/3 of its members retire, same like Rajya Sabhas, and are replaced by new members. And the members are not elected directly. Some are nominated, means chosen by the governor of the state, not the president of the state. Okay. Now, what work does the legislature do? That is also there, functions of the legislature. See, 3 points are given in your book. Make laws, control the finances, keep a check on the functioning of the executive. Okay. So, as I told you that legislature, the work of legislature is to make laws. So, same way it makes laws. Controls finance, means approves public expenditure. Okay. And third one is keep a check on the functioning of the executive, means it monitors the work of the government. Okay. So that's all for this topic, means the legislature. In my next video, I will be explaining the other 2 organs of government, the executive and the judiciary. Till then,